I want to take a little deeper in God's love. I want to take in His love. I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse of His love, eternal love. Oh, I want to walk
a little more like my Jesus would.
I want to talk
a little more like a Christian should.
I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse of His love, eternal love. Dear Lord, to Thee I long to be. Oh, I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse of His love, eternal love. I want to shine in love sublime. Oh, I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse of His love, eternal love. Oh, I want to dig. I want to dig in His love. I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse of His love, eternal love. Oh, I want to walk
like my Jesus would.
I want to talk
a little more like a Christian should.
I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse. I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse. I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse of His love, of His love. I want to dig a little deeper in the deeper. That's where I want to be. In His love, I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse of His love, eternal love. Oh, I want to walk a little more like my Jesus. I want to talk like a Christian should. I want to dig a little deeper in the storehouse. Dig a little deeper in the storehouse. Dig a little deeper in the storehouse of His love, eternal love.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkness a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe. I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard.
I believe that someone in the grace somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry or touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry or or touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a tree, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. I believe.
Rick Strickland, I know a man who can.
A heart that's broken, break it where I can. But I know a man who can, and I can't take a storm that's sincere and wash it white as snow. Oh, but I know that man who can.
Some call him Savior, the Redeemer of all men. I call him Jesus, for he's my dearest friend.
Yes, he is. And if you feel that no one loves you in your life, it's out of hand. Yeah.
I know a man who can.
I can't walk on water. I can't calm that raging sea. Oh, but I know that man who can.
Thank you.
And I can't cause blinded eyes to be open, or make the lame to get up and walk again. Oh, but I know a man.
Some call him Savior, the Redeemer of all men. I call him Jesus, for he's my dearest friend.
Yes, he is. And if you feel no one loves you in your life, it's out of hand. Yeah.
I know a man who can.
Yes, I do. Oh, oh, oh,
I know a man. I know a man who can.
There's a young man sitting beside me here that Mr. Ed Hill that we're proud to have in the Stamps Quartet. Ed, well, Ed likes about that much being somebody. No, one of the finest men there is in gospel music, and I think maybe the one that's underrated more than anybody else. I don't think there's ever been a baritone that can sing like Ed Hill. Ed Hill can absolutely harmonize with a telephone pole. But I heard about Ed's brother. Ed Hill's got an older brother that I heard about long before I had the privilege of knowing Ed. His brother's name is Sam Hill. When I was a little boy, I never did come home when I was supposed to. And when I'd finally get home, my mom would say, "Where in the Sam Hill have you been?" And I'd say, "I've been over at Ed's house playing." But Ed, as far as fame, he's the most famous of any of us in the quartet. Ed had his own television show for years, and on network. I mean, it wasn't local; it was network. Jerry grew up watching Ed on television, and Rick grew up watching Ed on television, and he didn't use the name of Ed Hill. Sometimes show people, which he is certainly show business all the way. They use, well, a different name, and this was Captain Kangaroo. And thank God old Captain Kangaroo decided to sing, because we'd have missed him in gospel music. Seriously, listen to one of the finest men there is sing for you, the Lighthouse.
There's a lighthouse on a hillside that overlooks life's sea. When I'm tossed about, it sends out a light that I might clearly see. And the light that shines in darkness now will safely lead me home. If it wasn't for that old lighthouse, this ship, it would sail no more. Now everybody that lives about us, they say tear the lighthouse down. For the big ships, they don't sail this way anymore. So what's the use of it standing round? In my mind goes back to that stormy night when just in time I saw the light. Was a light from that old lighthouse. way up there on a hill.
Thank God for the lighthouse. I owe my life to Him. Jesus is the lighthouse, and from the rocks of sea.
Now I remember one stormy night when just in time I saw the light. If it wasn't for the lighthouse, where would this ship be?
Elderly gentleman night asked me, said, why do you sit down like you do? I said, 'cause I want to. It's one of the few things you can do when you get my age, and it still feels good. The only thing better than sitting down is laying down, and I've been trying to figure out a way how to lay down and do these programs. But we done a tour with James Blackwood January out in California, and he is up there doing his thing, and James is 78. And he said, you know, them stools looking at J.D. uses looking better than me all the time. And when I come on stage, I said, yeah, they've been looking good to you for a long time, but the trouble is you ain't big enough to get on one. But I had Rick set him up on one, and you were fantastic. Let me sing. Let me do something different. I don't know how long this thing's supposed to last, but we'll just keep singing until they run out of tape. And I've had the privilege of singing with some great people in my lifetime. This next man, Mr. Red Foley, had the privilege of recording Peace in the Valley with Red Foley in 1951. We play the Grand Palace in Branson, Missouri, and they got a Hall of Fame, Record Hall of Fame back in the green room. And this record is up there, Peace in the Valley by Red Foley and the Sunshine Boys. Had the privilege of doing this Peace in the Valley with Red. We got through making that recording. Well, Paul Coig played me a song that Red had previously recorded, and it's good. I always tried to copy Red. I thought he could talk better than anybody I've heard in my life, but there's a message in this song. Let me do it for you. Steal Away. Steal away, 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 steal aw was walking in Savannah past a church decayed and dim, and there slowly through the window came a plaintive funeral hymn, and a sympathy awakened and a wonder quickly grew, until I found myself environed in a little Negro pew. Down in front sat a young couple in sorrow, nearly wild. On the altar was a coffin. In the coffin lay a child. Rose a sad old Negro preacher at a little wooden desk with a manner kindly awkward and with a countenance grotesque. And he said, "Now, don't be weeping for this pretty bit of clay, 'cause the little boy what lived there, he done gone and run away. He's doing very finely, and he appreciates your love. But his sure enough father want him in the large house up above. Now he didn't give you that baby, not by 100,000 miles. He just think he needs some sunshine, and he lent him for a while. And he let you love and keep him till your hearts was bigger grown. And them silver tears that you're shedding, they just interest on the loan. So my poor dejected mourners, let your hearts with Jesus rest. And don't go criticizing the one that knows the best. He doesn't give us many comforts, and he has a right to take away. To the Lord be praise and glory, now and forever. Let us pray. My Lord calls me. He calls me by the thunder, the trumpet sound within my soul. I got long to stay. I made a deal with him when I hired him that if we get into the next town before 2 o'clock, I'd rent a hotel room for everybody. I mean, one apiece. And we ain't got far to go to tomorrow night. And I sure ain't gonna get there before 2 o'clock. Them hotel rooms run about $70 a piece. 5 times 7 is 35, and that's $350 the way I look at it. We'll be singing a long time tonight. Mr. Dan Adkins, the man that we record for, he's the one a while ago that came out here and talked to you. He told me this story. He came to the quartet convention, and that was back when the Stamps was rolling good, and the Rambos and the Oak Ridge. We was about the top 3 groups in the nation at that time, and Dan wanted to come down. He had him a little radio program. Had me some water, Rick.
My name is Ed, that I'll give to you.
Take the top off, dummy. I can't. God help. Don't put your fingers on top of that, Ed. That's where my mouth goes. But he saved up his money and came to the National Quartet Convention when we had it in Memphis. At that time, I was running the convention, and he stayed at a downtowner hotel and put his car in the garage, and not knowing that they charged him for putting his car in the garage and parking it. So when he got ready to go Sunday afternoon, well, he went to pay his bill, and it took everything he had. I mean, every dime he had, he didn't have nothing left to go home on. He had to have gas to go back up, come back up here to Ohio. So he didn't know what to do, and so I don't know when I guess that he thought he could find, but he came up to the Claridge Hotel and knocked on the door, and I was sitting in there, not wanting to be bothered by like an idiot like him anyway. But I went to the door, and he said, Mr. Sumner said, I'm Dan Adkins, and I came from up in Ohio, and I spent every dime I had, and I ain't got nothing. Ain't got no money to go home on, and I'm down here by myself, and if you could lend me some money so I can get back home. I said, well, what do you think it'd take to get you back home? And he said, I believe $5 will do it. So I reached in my pocket, give him $5. And I said, here's another $5, stupid. Buy you something to eat, too. You can't go. So he took the money and went on, got back home. And last year, that was a long time ago. I mean, a long time ago. And last year, he came to me and handed me $10,000 in cash. And he said, you remember that $10 you gave me years ago? I said, no. And he told me the story. He said, maybe I'll make up for it. If you'll ever see a kid that needs some money, better give him $10. I want to sing a song now that features Mr. Ed Enoch. Ed Enoch has been with the Stamps Quartet since 1969, and he's our sound. When you hear the Stamps Quartet, when Ed Enoch is there, well, then you know who it is, because he carries that sound. Ed's one of the great lead singers of all times. He can stand nose to nose and toes to toes and sing with anybody. But let us do a song that I wrote. I think this has got to be my favorite. Songs are the songs that I've written, and it features Ed, but let me do a little narration before he sings it. The banquet hall was filled, and to speak for the occasion, the nation's best known orator had been flown in. After speaking and thrilling the audience, and in closing, he said if there would be a request, and I would be glad to fill it. In the far corner of the banquet hall stood up an elderly, silver-haired, retired minister. He said, "Sir, would you quote for me the 23rd Psalm?" The orator, being somewhat surprised at this request, said, "Yes, sir. If when I'm through, then you too quote the 23rd Psalm." The old minister nodded his head yes, and was seated, and the orator began. "The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters, and he restoreth my soul." When he had finished, thunderous applause, cheers, and a standing ovation. Then he said to the old minister, "Now, sir, you quote the 23rd Psalm." The old minister feebly arose, his voice broken by years in the ministry, began. "The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lay down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters, and he restoreth my soul." When he had finished, there wasn't a dry eye in the banquet hall. The orator stood up and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have reached your ears. He has reached your hearts. And the difference is, I know the 23rd Psalm, but he knows the shepherd. I can feel the touch of his hand."
Though it seems total dark,
despair.
Sure